Say actually the trajectory that we've inherited from the previous government means that this remediation would take place at some point in the 2040s. We don't think that's good enough. What we're announcing to Parliament later is a rapid acceleration of that by a significant commitment that we've agreed from developers for them to double the rate of the remediation of the developments they're responsible for. Also, the rapid identification. I think the public would be astonished to find out that we think there's somewhere between 4,000 and 7,000 buildings not yet identified with possible dangerous cladding, identifying them and then going after the responsible building owners to get them remediated. It is a stretching challenge, so I have no doubt of that at all, but it's really important it's one that we make. Projects can be technical and long running. I have to say those that have started work, well, they go through a system, they've been through obviously all the planning and design stages. Once the work started, then they're on that journey to finishing, and that is a very good thing. And in the case of over 80 metres, all of that will be done by 2029. That might, by the 11 to 18 metres will be a long way down that journey as well. I recognise the slowness. The group I particularly worry about, I have to say, though, are those unidentified ones where there's not even an application into one of the government-backed schemes, which is why we're putting so much focus there. And on social housing, we have the same expectation of social landlords as we do of private developers. Again, we're in a system where about 50% are either finished or on site. That's not nearly good enough. 7.5 years later, after one of the biggest tragedies this country's ever seen, that people would still be living in dangerous buildings. Now, we're supporting, whether it's through Waking Watch or even better, the alarms that are replacing Waking Watch, everyday support for people, but they need the schemes resolved. So we're working hard with whoever it is, whether it's the developers, whether it's social landlords, or those who aren't doing the right thing, and we're going after those people. The planning process is itself a long process, which is right, because it's to protect local communities from irresponsible or bad development. So inevitably there's a long lead-in time. So it's not going to elegantly fit into a monthly or annual target, and it will build up over the back end of the Parliament. But what we've said is that we think that is the figure this country needs. We've got a mandate for a Parliament in order to deliver it, and that we will deliver it over that period of time. We'll be clear about progress along the way. You'll be able to scrutinise ministers on the programme about whether we're making fast enough pace. I'm sure you will. But it's right that I think that be seen over time rather than perhaps, as I say, a more convenient chunk into months, because that's just simply not how it works.